Hey Juicers, welcome back to Harley Throttle Juice. A short time ago, Gloria from the Harley Gurl YouTube channel based in Canada, that's Gurl, put out a video where she nominated 5 things that you didn't know about her. A fascinating video, well worth a watch and listen. I'll put a link in the description to this video, to that particular one. Go and check it out. At the end of that video, Gloria nominated 2 channels to do a similar video, one of which was ours. And so here it is, our version. So number 1, I am the co-host of a heavy metal / hard rock radio program called The Heavy Session. We've been on hiatus for about 6 to 7 months now, but we are about to relaunch end of March towards the beginning of April. We used to do it in a radio station studio in Melbourne, just outside the Melbourne CBD. When I moved back home to New South Wales early 2017, we started doing the show remotely. So I do the show from my home on the central coast of New South Wales, and my co-host does it from Brisbane. Not your average radio program. We play a lot of cool music, but we also go completely off topic and just randomly talk about the most inane shit you could ever imagine. Just a lot of fun, and we push the boundaries with some of the things that we say on the program, but it can become quite edgy at times. We don't think we go over the mark. But anyway, it's a fascinating radio program, and we hope that one day you can take a listen. Number 2, I am I'll call myself a semi-pro photographer, certainly not a pro because I don't do it full time. I don't do it anywhere near as often as I'd like to do it, the paid work that is. I will put a link in the video description to my photography website. I've done plenty of portrait work. I do plenty of landscapes and seascapes. I also have a ton of work or images relating to my live music photography work. It's not just a lot of the images are of the heavy metal / hard rock genre, but it's certainly not limited to those genres. It's something that I really enjoy doing. As I said earlier on, I'd like to do it on a more regular basis. These days, it's almost become a hobby. But anyway, I hope you can go and check out the photography website and let me know what you think. Number 3, I was diagnosed in, I think, 2014 with sleep apnea. Everyone knows what that is. I've had a machine with me since about 2014, and that thing goes everywhere with me. It's been overseas several times, interstate, both personal and business trips. When Rochelle and I go away on our bike trips, it's one of the first things that gets packed into my luggage. If I have a night's sleep without that, it's basically like I haven't been asleep. It's absolutely terrible, and can become quite dangerous to your health. I also suffer from Barrett's esophagus or Barrett's disease. I don't know the exact technical terms and descriptions for it, but in layman's terms, it's like a valve in the bottom of your throat is there designed to stop any acidity and reflux from rising up into your throat cavity. Mine's obviously not working properly, and I have to take a Somac tablet once a day for the rest of my life. That can become even more serious than the sleep apnea because it has the potential to become cancerous. So hopefully I'm taking adequate medication for it. Time will tell. That can become quite debilitating too, and really does dictate what foods and drinks that I can have, which is one of the reasons why I don't drink these days. And I don't like anything with a lot of acidity in it, like tomatoes and oranges and things like that. Number 4, up until middle of 2015, I was a very, very serious and competitive golfer. Mind you, that was before photography and motorcycle riding came into my life. Before the middle of 2015, everything in my life, well, most of the things in my life were golf. Very, very serious. Represented 2 different clubs in inter-district competitions, always working on my game, always at the range. If I was going to board a plane, I wouldn't board the plane unless I had a golf magazine. I was always watching golf on TV, irrespective of whatever tour it was around the world. And again, everything was just golf, golf, golf. But I broke my left thumb at the start of 2015. I did recover from it somewhat to the point where I could go and return to playing. But by the middle of 2015, I realised it wasn't 100% recovered, and I just couldn't play to the same level anymore. And the fun started going away. I'm not a hit and giggle golfer. I won't go down to the local course on a Sunday afternoon to have a friendly game with a couple of beers. I just can't do it. I wish I could, but I just can't. I have all my gear. It's all still in the garage, locked away. Rochelle keeps insisting that I go back and play, but again, as I said, photography and more specifically motorcycle riding take up a great deal of my time now, and that's my preferred pastime. The final one, number 5, is How I Met Rochelle. I will condense this because it'll go on for about 20 minutes, but long story short-ish, I've known Rochelle since 1997. Back in the 90s, I was working 2 jobs for a great deal of that decade. And my second job was working 4 or 5 shifts a week in a local service station. And Rochelle was working there at the time as well. And we formed a tight friendship, and we worked 1 or 2 shifts a week there. In 1998, I left that particular service station and just went on my merry way. And back in the day, there weren't the same options available to stay in touch with people via social media, etc. And so we just lost contact with one another. Throughout 2015 and the very start of 2016, my brother was fighting cancer. Sadly, he succumbed to that disease in February 2016, exactly 1 week after his 49th birthday. But I was up in Sydney, living in Melbourne, up in Sydney, dealing with that with him. And the day before the funeral, I was exiting the motel that I was staying at, and I was meant to turn left and drive about half an hour to the house where my brother was boarding to collect all of his valuables and belongings. And at the last minute, I thought, you know what, I'll turn right and go into a little town called Windsor and grab some money out of the ATM and grab a coffee. And it was while I was in the main drag of Windsor that I spotted Rochelle, and I had not seen nor heard from her since 1998. There were some forces at play that day, let me tell you. I normally don't believe in that sort of thing, but, you know, just unbelievable that happened. Long story short, we swapped numbers, and the last thing I said to her that day was, hey, listen, we've got each other's phone number now. Let's stay in touch. She said, yeah, that'd be great. Long story short, by the end of 2016, we were in a relationship, and here we are 5.5 years or whatever it is later, and been married since September 2020. So there you go. They are the 5 things that you didn't know about me. I hope you found them interesting or moderately interesting. I thank Gloria for requesting that I do that challenge. Again, I will leave a link in the description to Gloria's video and also my photography website. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you watching, and we appreciate your support for our channel, Harley Throttle Juice. It is very, very much appreciated. Peace out, guys. Thank you.